This is the exact system to 4.16x your profit in your property management company. The average company runs a 6% margin. 6%. You carry all the risk. Take the calls at 9 p.m. and keep almost nothing. So you add more doors, but you just get busier while your profit sits still. That's not a door problem. That's a system problem. Thriving companies run at 25% at least, and getting there isn't about growing bigger. It's about fixing what you already have and having the correct systems in place. So in this video, I'm going to share all the systems that will help you go from just scraping by to thriving with clarity. Let's get into it. First, kill the belief that's capping you. Most managers think the only way to earn more money is when rent goes up and their fee rises with it. That's their whole plan. But your software, banking, and payroll all rise every year whether rent moves or not. Plumbers went from $60 an hour to over $150. Nobody asked the tenants rent first. Your prices can rise on their own too. Your job isn't just to grow the owner's income, it's to run a profitable company. Here are the 7 steps. Step 1, 2 numbers, and most owners can't tell me either of them. Your revenue per door, RPU, what each door brings in monthly, and your profit per door, PPU, what each door keeps after costs. Then reverse engineer. Don't price randomly and hope profit appears. Set the margin you want, 25%, and build your fee structure backward from it. You start at the profit and work back into pricing. You can't hit a target you can't see. Step 2, the single biggest silent killer of margin, service creep. Almost nobody defines what each fee actually covers. What does the management fee include? The leasing fee, the maintenance coordination fee. When you don't spell it out, the client assumes everything is included. So you keep doing more for the same money, and profit walks out the door. The fix isn't to nickel and dime, it's to define. Here's exactly what this fee covers. Here's what it doesn't. Anything beyond that, we're happy to help. There's an hourly fee with it. And keep choices simple. 2 tiers, not 3. 3 causes analysis paralysis. A basic tier and an all-inclusive tier, each clearly defined, plus a lease-only option at the bottom. Nothing is free. Step 3, you can't raise margin without knowing where it's going. 2 audits. First, a monthly financial review of what the business spends, standard, but most skip it. Second, and more important, a time audit. Have every client relationship measured against the time it takes. A client paying the same as everyone else, but costing you 3 hours a week on the phone is quietly unprofitable. Track your work in 15-minute blocks and rate each task on a 1 to 4 value scale. 1s and 2s are tasks a CEO should never touch. 3s and 4s move the business. Then tag each as giving you energy or draining it. That tells you exactly what to delegate, what to cut, or what to keep. And renegotiate vendor costs every year. Small mom and pop vendors will negotiate. The 350 technician HVAC giant, they probably won't, so don't waste your breath there. This adds value to the client. But price shop your industry costs too. Resident benefit packages, tenant liability insurance, leasing software. Sometimes you switch vendors just to win. Evaluate it annually every time. Step 4 is the heart of it. Value before price. Hey, just a quick one. A private equity firm picked up the systems I teach and rolled them out across 32,000 doors. They work at any scale. If you want to learn them, I've got a free community called the Wealth Driven PM on School. It's built for property management owners like yourself who are serious about building real wealth. Links in the description. Now back to it. There's a huge gap between the value you create and the value the client thinks you create. Ask an owner what you do and they'll say 3 things. Collect the rent, place the tenant, and they call me when something breaks. That's a gopher. You can't premium price a gopher, but you do far more than that. You're just silent about it. Quick example. An unreported leak once did $10,000 of damage to one of my rental properties. And because we required tenant liability insurance with us as additional insured, the tenant's policy covered all of it. That protected the tenant and the owner, me. And I had to pay nothing. Most managers would never tell their other clients that happened. So in every other owner's mind, you still just collect the rent. Here's the rule. If you provide a service but never charge for it or define it, the client assumes you don't provide it. Invisible value equals no value. So charge the highest price the market will happily pay, then over-deliver so hard they feel like they got a bargain. Be the Apple, not the Kmart. but say it out loud. And add value add fees that genuinely save them money. An annual accounting package at $150 saves them a CPA at $300 an hour. That's a value exchange, not a grab. Same with disciplined rent collection. When a tenant says they'll be late on rent, you still post the notice. You either train the tenant or the tenant trains you, and letting it slide ends in eviction, which is a cost to your client. Step 5, your fastest profit is the clients already in your system. They already know you, they like you, and they trust you. Cheaper to raise to them than to win someone new, but do it with a system. Segment your list for clients who've been with you a year or more, are occupied, and haven't just been through a pain. Like no recent vacancy, no HVAC failure, no service issues, never raised the rate the week their AC died. Communicate the value first, then raise. A tiny $15 bump, nobody blinks. But when you've truly shown your value, you can make a substantial increase because it's earned. Phase it in rounds. As other clients age into the clean segment, they become round 2, then 3. And any client owning 3 or more doors gets a phone call, never an email. Protect it in the contract. A 30-day fee adjustment clause, an annual review, and no open-ended fixed fee forever agreements. Tenants expect rent to rise every year. Your clients should expect the same. Think of the Netflix price pop-up. You just click OK, and they won't leave. This is a high-friction, contractual business. Switching managers is a pain. So fair increases keep them, allows you to innovate, compensate your staff well, and you don't race to the bottom. Step 6, stop the money leaking out before you chase new money. The most common leak, you're not charging what your own agreement says. It states a maintenance markup, the ledger shows none. Same with leasing and renewal fees. That money was already yours. You did the work, so run a monthly leakage report. Books closed on the 10th, then audit against reality. 4 leases were filled this last month. Did 4 leasing fees actually get collected? Every fee you promise, you verify. Then labor, your biggest expense and biggest leak. Track your direct labor efficiency ratio. Revenue your frontline people generate per dollar you pay them. And when someone quits, don't reflexively replace a body. Ask if that role can be automated, run by AI, or handled by a virtual assistant at a fraction of the cost. Cut or automate anything labor heavy that isn't moving the business. Step 7, now that the profit exists, keep it and grow it. Pay yourself a fixed salary for your lifestyle, keep profit separate. That's what builds wealth. The business is a bucket. You want streams overfilling it so it never runs dry. Fund it in order of risk. First, the scary stuff. Insurance deductibles and an emergency fund, then pay off your highest interest debt, then build 6 to 7 months of reserves, then knock out low interest debt. What's left is true profit for wealth. Reinvest about 20% of profit into growth, but measure it. If 20% is going to radio and radio isn't producing, that's a bad allocation. Find the levers that actually return and feed those. And predetermine your wealth building cut. Society says 10%. As a business owner, we don't have retirement, aim for 20, which means controlling lifestyle creep. And when a client signals they want out of a rental, that's your moment to buy it. Another stream feeding the bucket. That's the system. Kill the mindset, know your 2 numbers, define your services, audit your costs and time, communicate value before price, raise fees on clients you already have, plug every leak, and allocate the profit. Stack those, and 6% becoming 25% isn't a dream. It's math. That's your 4.1% X. But knowing it and implementing it are 2 different things. Every step has a right way and a dozen ways to roll out to real clients without spooking them. The exact scripts, the segmentation templates, the fee increase conversations, the leakage reports, done with you. That's what my community is for. Links in the description. Let's take your 6% to 25%. I'll see you inside.